Hi, I'm Mel Doerr, the Aloha shirt. Almost flipped there, Freudian slip. The Aloha shirt psychic.
And the other thing, he's known as the other thing too.
Yeah, right. And I've got Linda Grindel in the house. Hey, Miss G.
Hi, honey.
Okay, so Linda Grindel on the 28th, that's 2 days off, is going in the hospital to have surgery. All right. And so everybody please send healing energy. And I'm sure she's going to pull through this with flying colors.
But I don't come to admissions till 10:15, which means I probably won't have the surgery till noon, which means it's a 6-hour surgery according to the doctor. And I probably won't be done till after 6. And then it's a 2-hour recovery. So don't expect to hear anything and don't freak out if you don't until later that evening.
The dog is licking her bowl. It's like it's on a metal stand.
She's licking her balls.
I'm sorry.
The dog is licking
it. There's balls. It's on a metal stand. There's 2 bowls, one for water, one for food.
Oh, okay.
You just fed her, and then she went outside. Now she comes in, and never fails when I'm doing YouTube. She licks the bowl, and that's what you're hearing.
Making sure there's not a little morsel still left in there.
She's done that since she's a puppy. So anyway, as soon as I find out how Linda's doing, I'll put a little blurb on my community board on my YouTube page, you know, what's going on. But, you know,
Kevin Lewis and Daniel, my assistant, is going to post it on my community page. So everybody will know if I'm alive or dead.
I think the hardest thing about going in for surgery, it's like I was telling you before the show started, they wanted me there at 10:30 that morning. Then they moved the surgery to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, then till 2:30. I hadn't eaten the night before. And the anticipation of it is like, just get me in there. And when they did my blood pressure, when they finally took me in the little bay before they take into surgery, it was like 180 over 110. I go, yeah, because I'm aggravated. Just give me 10 minutes. They gave me a little verse and it came down to like, I don't know, 117 over 80 or whatever. So
right. So I've got specific instructions about the blood sugar. Like my blood sugars lately have been pretty low. And they said if it's too low in the morning, I've got to eat sugar, 4 sugar cubes.
Well, trust me, they will monitor all of that.
Yeah, and they shoot. I've had a surgery once. I guess my blood sugar went up to 700 something. And they shot me up with some insulin.
Insulin. You know, this isn't their first rodeo. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
So my feeling is you're in great hands. Don't worry about taking the Versed.
Yeah, somebody said when you're elderly, well, I just turned 70, you know, Versed can cause a little brain stuff, but
it's not going to do anything.
That's my favorite drug. It was the one drug I could take that seems like it wore off within 20-30 minutes. It was great.
It's not going to do anything except they'll give you a little Versed before you go into surgery, and you'll feel like you've had a double vodka and tonic tall with a twist. The twist.
I don't like tonic. Vodka and water. Vodka. I like what do you call water?
Sparkling
soda. Mm-hmm.
Sparkling water with the twist. The twist is your dinner. You need the roughage. I told the guy that going into surgery, and he left. And I said, "Where are you going?" He goes, "To find the bartender."
Yeah,
a little more because I was so.
They probably have a lot of patients. I mean, I never worked pre-op. I worked surgery, and I never worked post-op. I took patients to post-op, but I imagine they a lot of patients, because of their nervousness, are cutting them one-liners. You know, because I'm always trying to run the show.
I know I was trying to be funny. They liked it actually, but
yeah,
they did give me a little more Versed because, you know, I have the redhead gene and my body metabolizes. If you have that gene, I'm not redheaded, but there's redheads in the family. But the redhead gene, as you metabolize that thing, that's
well, I have it too because my dad was a redhead.
Really fast. Like when I go to the dentist, 1 or 2 shots doesn't work. They have to give me.
I know. I have to take extra. Yep.
So you make sure you tell them you have the redhead gene.
Okay.
But my feeling is
I'll show my pubes just to prove it. You don't believe me?
Here. They'll go, hey, we believe.
Take a look, sucker. If that's not Viking, I don't know what is. Because I like to braid them, you know, like the Viking beards.
Especially if you're on hormones.
So anyway.
Yeah, I got you to laugh, right?
Yeah, I feel better. After I got the actual time, I don't know why. I mean, I've had enough surgeries and I got nervous. Yeah, I'm gonna tell him, look, maybe when I get in there, it's like, the smell of the OR is like back in home country.
Well, I mean, you get a little nervous, I mean,
Mhm.
to be honest with you, I was scared, what, but I knew I was in good hands and, all of you all told me I'd pull through it and I did. And here,
But you also had to wait for the results of what they took. That's nerve-wracking, and I'll have to wait because we don't know these things that can cause cancer did cause a little cancer. Well, we won't find out until
that's
later.
the most nerve-wracking part. But you know what? My guys tell me the cancer's behind you and they're going to get clean margins and there's no marauding cells or odd looking cells or anything like that. So,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I think but I'm hearing it's a wise move to have them removed.
Yeah, and because of the 3% chance, the company that did these is paying for the whole surgery.
They should.
Yeah.
But this can sound, it's not a visual, guys. It's not a visual. But you'll be very happy with the end result. How's that?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Just don't look at it for like the first, because they
Oh, it's gonna be terrible. I know. And
everything, and you're gonna be like, ah.
well, like I said, mine is different. It's not the full where they take out your stomach gut, put it in there. They're only going to take some fat.
Okay.
I told them I have no idea where you'll find that. My Sonoma guy came today. They dumped my junk, in my garage. They're so handy, and $100, So he said, "When's the surgery, Linda?" And I said, "Oh, it's Thursday. They're going to replace these implants, and then they're going to fill me with a little bit because the implants I'm getting are not going to be as big as the ones that they have now." And he said, I said, "But they're going to need a little fat to fill in." I says, and I told the doc, "Hey, doc, I have no idea where you're going to get that fat."
The surgeon,
they all said, "We'll volunteer."
the surgeon that did my mouth on the inside, well, she did both, but she said to close the wound because they took out the tonsil and the tumor behind it, which left a big hole. So they had to get fat. And I said, well, "What'd you do?" I said, "Really?" I went like this. And she said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I didn't see any incisions on my head."
Where'd they get it from?
They made an incision on the inside of my mouth and there's fat in the cheek. It's called buccal fat. And she took that and like to close the hole. And then she took a graft from the back of my throat to help close the wound.
Isn't that's very interesting.
And to reconstruct a part of the muscle that she had to cut through to get to it.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh, it's good. Did you know those details before you went in?
Oh, I wanted to know everything.
Oh,
I watched it on YouTube. I
would have said, "Hey, suck right here, sucker. Right here." You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's where they cut. I've got tape on it now, but but that had nothing to do with removing the cancer. That was just to take out the 13 lymph nodes and make sure there was no cancer in them.
Right.
So they did that.
So let's get down to business. I'm sure our people are sick of us talking about
Well,
enough about us. What do you think of us?
Well, there you go. But you're going to pull through this fine. I don't feel cancer and your work ain't done. So there you go.
There we go.
And tell them you want a double dose of Versed. How's that? We call me going,
You know what I'm allergic to? You know that stuff they make you drink before you go up in the back? I can't think of the name of it.
barium?
It's some little thing and that you drink. It tastes terrible before you go in for surgery. I can't remember. It's something, every surgery I've had, they give you this little, they pull the top off of it, sort of a brown liquid, and you drink it down really fast. I had such a reaction to that the last time I was there. I'm actually allergic to it. I started having a psychotic event.
Well, you better tell them.
Oh, it's in my chart.
It sounds like iodine or something. I don't know.
No, it's not iodine. I'll look it up. It's in my chart.
Let me know. All right. So we've got questions. I got like 50 of them.
Oh, good. Let's hit the road, Jack.
Shall we start with the breaking news today before we get started on the questions? Yay.
Yes. Pray tell. Oh, he's going to sue the judge now.
Oh, yeah. I heard that Trump's going to sue the judge. I'm like, good luck with that. Yeah, the judge ruled he committed fraud in New York in the civil case
And his sons.
and his son. But my guides had shown me, and we had talked about it, that Trump was going to get hit with more criminal charges in New York. This fraud case, civil case, I'm telling you, they're going to turn it over to the prosecuting attorney, and they're going to charge him with fraud.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, we always saw him being dissolved.
Correct. That's right. And so all of his LLCs that judge issued that they should be dissolved. So.
And also, tell me if I'm wrong, but I also feel if it hasn't already happened, I feel a big IRS hit going down on him.
And they're going to put a hold on those. If it's dissolved, whatever's left, the state of New York going to put a hold on it in line with the federal government. And now my guides tell me it makes sense. That's why Trump didn't want his IRS records released, because it would show all this stuff.
Oh, yeah, because he was lying.
Correct.
Somebody on the news was saying, yeah, he pulled in on a helicopter on a pad someplace. Oh, you guys, I'm not being bought. I'm your most rich president ever. By the way, I'm listening to that new book. I've also ordered Michael Wolff's book, but I'm listening to the young lady. I had to fast forward through a bunch of chapters because she was talking about her youth, where she was born. I said, yeah.
Let's get to the good stuff. We don't care about that.
Where did Matt Gaetz make a move on your girlfriend? This is the download I need.
We want to know when you were groped, okay?
Isn't that terrible? I missed a whole bunch of chapters because, no, I'm not interested in how lovely things were when you were young.
My ADD kicks in. I'm like, But anyway. Oh, the other thing is they're filing a lawsuit in Colorado to keep Trump's name off the ballot, which I think will win. And other states I see following suit. So a lot of those states are not going to allow his name on the ballot. And if it goes to the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court would side with the states. So good. All right. So, yeah.
Okay, so they're saying now, I thought they didn't have a jury trial because my friend just wrote me and said now it goes to trial in October.
Well, it is going to trial, but Trump didn't want it to go to trial. He tried to do all kinds of stuff, and he's going to sue the judge. Well, let him sue the judge. He won't win. I
think he'll take it to the Supreme Court, and I don't think they'll do anything with it.
They're not going to, and he'll try to tie it up on appeals for years, but that's going to backfire on him.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's our predictions on that one, right?
Trump is gone in New York, ladies and gentlemen.
Colorado.
We saw that. Let me tell you, that Mar-a-Lago's going down. It's being repoed.
Oh, all of his stuff. And by the time that they hit him with interest and penalties and all of that stuff that he overinflated, that's bank fraud. By the time that they get him with interest and penalties, like state of New York and the IRS, oh my God. I told an IRS agent once, you can't get blood out of a turnip. And she said, no, but we can get the turnip.
Oh, yeah. Hey, the other thing is, the New York prosecutor is asking for $250,000, which really isn't that much. Mm-hmm. But there must be some other monies because, they're trying to shut him down and saying because he's a fraud, he can't work in New York. But the other thing is, they said this is actually a big deal. The judge fined the attorneys for doing something sneaky.
Yes, that's right.
At $7,000 something a piece, which he says may look like, oh, well, no biggie. But when a judge sanctions you and does a monetary order, it is a big deal.
Well, I think it's going to be sanctioned even more, even to the point where the state is going to be looking at sanctioning their license.
Okay.
That's what I see. So there you go. I knew this civil case would lead to criminal charges, and I think that's what they're waiting for. And I see criminal charges filed. And I see them indicted and convicted on those.
Wow.
Because they can force him to sell those properties in order to pay the back taxes on it and all of that stuff. So his empire, not his empire, I don't think he's got as much as he says he does.
Yeah.
The only thing he's living on are people's money that donate to, he says he needs the money, gonna use the money for this, but yet he uses it for that.
Exactly, exactly.
And they're gonna issue another gag order on him because he's gonna make threatening statements to the judge and to the prosecutor, or the person that's heading the civil case for New York, and he can't do that. So,
Well, the thing is that he is over, he's acting like a madman right now. The things he's saying. So he knows he's going down.
of course he does. And the only reason his name's on the ballot is because they want to create chaos and confusion. But a lot of Republicans in Colorado, grab this one, are the ones petitioning this state to keep his name off the ballot.
Yeah.
The Republicans are doing that, not the Dems.
Isn't that amazing?
My guides had shown me that some Republicans would come together and say, we don't want this. You know, this is not what our party stands for. As much
This
as
is going to be very interesting to go before the Supreme Court, by the way.
yeah,
Because he'll take it to the Supreme Court.
well, you know, it's surprising because that whole thing in Alabama redistricting, the state Supreme, I mean, the United States Supreme Court says you can't restrict voting rights, and they ordered the state to redraw those lines. And now the Supreme Court looked at it again and said, this does not satisfy us.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not just them, right? Alabama, is Arkansas or somebody else doing something sneaky too? And they're ignoring the Supreme Court.
That's right. So
The outcome on this whole thing with this guy is it's going to ruin his social status and his material wealth.
oh, okay, good.
He really, and listen, you guys. Apparently, it was advised to him by the top union member for the UAW, not for him not to bother coming to Michigan, where, by the way, he's going to be at a facility that's non-union to make his speech tomorrow night during the thing, non-union. So, you know, he'll hire a bunch of people to be in the crowd.
Of course, then that's a middle finger at the unions, and you know
Yes.
what?
And it's miles away from where the marching is going on.
And the unions will back somebody else, and it's going to really hurt him. You know, Trump tried to file a motion that the trial shouldn't proceed in New York, but it's starting on Monday. It'll proceed, I promise. So, yay.
Letitia, that's my girl right there. You know what I'm saying?
Now, with the shutdown, I see the Senate stepping in to halt government shutdown. So the Senate, not the House, the Senate.
Oh, they were coming up with a deal. They looked at, they think they have some sort of a, but don't they have to submit it to Congress?
Well, I think, I don't know, but if there's a shutdown, it's not going to last. And they're still going to try to get rid of McCarthy. The only thing is they could put somebody else in there that's even worse. But anyway, all righty. So somebody asked about, will Russia attack Ukraine with some sort of nuclear weapons? The best predictions, I do not see that. I don't see nukes being used. Do you?
No, I don't see it at all. Let me tell you that the realm on the other side, either UFOs or angels, are not going to allow them to do that.
Right. Now, I think it's Northern Mountain Dancer says Matt Gaetz just outed himself and the GOP about how they had a deal for the budget, and now he wants McCarthy out. Two questions. One, will other GOP take him aside and slap him for telling the truth? They're talking about Matt Gaetz. And will McCarthy be ousted? Well, I mean, people have been slapping Matt Gaetz for telling the truth all along, but
he's a big joke. If you read her book, Cassie's book, he gave everybody the creeps. Nobody likes him.
Well, he's still going to be in trouble legally, by the way.
Yes, I definitely feel that.
With that minor is not behind him. They'll get stuff on him. I never saw McCarthy finishing out his term in the House.
Let me take a look, see.
What got me nervous is with whom they'd replace him.
Yeah, he's losing his strength.
He is.
He's losing his strength. However, well, he's hoping the Democrats would help him. Yeah, he's dealing with evil, straight up evil. You know who I saw really pitching a fit is Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Oh,
because
she's gonna have,
he let her be the spokesperson, the one sitting at the thing with the gavel, telling everybody that we need to show decorum, and everybody busted out laughing when she said that. They busted out laughing when she said that. The one who yells at our president calls him a liar.
they're gonna call the fashion police on her. She's gonna be under fashion arrest.
Well, she's
Her wings get clipped.
I gotta tell you something. He might actually hold on a little bit longer.
So do I. I think that too.
And I'm almost thinking it's because, but see, the Democrats have to worry about their seat. They don't want to do something for McCarthy, and then their people get pissed off.
Well, here's the question, and we all know the answer. Is who's behind this whole impeach Biden thing and all of this and all of that and this whole House thing? It's Donald Trump. Totally Donald Trump.
Totally him.
And the playbook from Putin. I'm sure that Putin's I'm sure Trump's still talking to him. And that'll come out too. But oh yeah.
Well, somebody, and I'm gonna do my own little show later by myself.
Thanks for doing this tonight, by the way.
Oh, sure. But I'm almost sensing that Kavanaugh, somebody brought up Kavanaugh to me. And remember, I was in Oklahoma when I told everybody, I'm so sorry, you guys, he's going to be put in. He's actually going to be put in. But I saw someone tapping his shoulder and exiting him out the door. And I've often wondered if it was because I feel like it's something they find out when they start clashing in on Justice Thomas and these monies, and then they'll find out who paid Kavanaugh's bills, and it might even be some sort of IRS fraud. Something's going to happen that Kavanaugh is hit on the shoulder. So don't lose faith on that.
You know what? I got cold chills when you said that. So that, and I'll tell you who else is going to be the money, who's going to be gone is Santos. They haven't talked about him much, but I want to tell you something. It's going to be revealed where he got his money as well. And so had a Democrat or an independent done that, they would have gotten rid of him yesterday. But
look what they're doing with Menendez. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. Well, that just shows that the Democrats have a little bit of couth, right? So I don't know.
But Santos stuck up for him.
Who did?
Santos said they can't ask him to leave. He needs his day in court. He's innocent until proven guilty.
Well, that's true. That is true, but still, they'll get rid of Santos as well. Okay, Julianne Wells says Trump hit with surprise gag order in Colorado disqualification case. She wants to know, I don't know if that's a question or a statement, but I see a gag order. I see a lot of gag orders. And if he doesn't.
Well, we're still waiting on the judge to make the decision about the gag order for Jack Smith.
There will be
January 6th.
There will be a gag.
Trump he's whining and complaining.
There will be a gag order.
And I know like even Georgia decided we got so much excitement coming up. I can't die now, you guys. I got to live through this.
Buckle your seatbelts. It's going to be a wild ride.
We got some exciting times coming up. It's going to be so horrible for Trump. I can't even begin to tell you. I know people can't even imagine themselves feeling guilty for him or feeling bad for him. But
I don't feel bad for him at all.
Not feeling bad as much as it's pathetic.
He's a thug.
Yes. And so is his wife, by the way. She's a nothing burger.
You won't hear me argue on that one.
He met her through Epstein.
Right.
Einstein, my pachicas. Einstein. And she speaks 5 languages, and they begged her to speak something. She knows her home language, but she doesn't know anything.
Well, I think she's from Slovenia or something.
Yeah, she can speak. Oh, but Barron, very, very versed on all types of languages.
No, that's a good thing.
He speaks French fluently. He speaks Italian, I think. The kid is a genius.
Well, I'm glad that she had him learn languages. That's important.
Yeah.
But if she speaks other languages like she speaks English,
But I don't understand why she always has to be like this. She always has to look like what is that about? Like cat eyes, huh?
Who knows? I see a divorce between her and the Donald. I do.
Oh, you do?
Yep. It's
I
something.
would hope she'd wait it out because I think
Oh,
she
she
knows.
will. She will totally wait it out.
But the
They have
reason she
everyone-
would divorce him if she knows everything's getting ready to be taken,
that's my point. She's going to make sure she gets her money out.
because otherwise she'd hope he'd keel over, so to speak. So
Well, he might even use her to give money to her in a divorce under the guise that she'll give it back. That's what I'm picking up, but I don't think that'll fly
oh
because
god.
there's a paper trail.
You notice there hasn't been anything on Donald Jr.? I haven't seen him around.
Well, he's going to be in deep doo-doo too, because this whole civil thing in New York, and then there's going to be charges filed against him, his dad, maybe the other brother, and even possibly the
And
sister.
Ivanka.
You got it. Okay, so I see a lot of gag orders coming out. So good.
Okay.
Okay, will the USA take action against Elon Musk about him keeping Ukraine use of satellites, national security issues? I do see him under investigation for national security issues. What I see is he's going to lose a contract that he has with the government for use of his satellites.
Oh, okay.
And they can even probably block those satellites so that Russia or an enemy of the United States can't use them.
Right. They were really, he is sort of a genius, and they were really hoping, but he's stepped over the lines so many times. And come to find out, he had personal meetings with Putin and stuff. And Putin is the reason he stopped the Starlink, so that Ukraine was supposed to attack and they couldn't because he stopped it.
Well, his excuse was because it would start a nuclear war. That's such BS. But Ukraine will find other ways around it. Mark my
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And if that's the case, then why didn't he stop it to keep Russia from attacking Ukraine if he were so worried?
But can I ask you something? Let's get down to the dirt. Will our government be shut down? Yes or no?
I'm feeling a no, at
Okay.
least not this time around. And if it is, it's very short-lived. I mean, this will buy them time till November the 17th. And they're just going to keep trying to.
Yeah, they may actually make it go off, but there's people that want it shut down because of Trump. But they may, right at the precipice, like 2 hours before or 2 days before.
Right. Trump is behind it.
Here's them toasting and coming to an agreement.
Trump is behind it. I can tell you that right now.
Oh yeah.
Because it's an election year coming up and they want to make Biden look bad. And that impeachment is going to be a nothing burger. I mean, it'll never get to the Senate. If it does, I'll be very surprised.
No, because there's nothing there.
There's nothing there. And those hearings, I watched those, I wanted to jump off a roof. It was like, some people think that Garland didn't handle himself very well, but
I thought he did.
I thought he was being strategic, and he didn't fall into their trap.
And did you notice his voice wasn't quivering like it normally does?
No.
I think he's so used to their bull. He even snickered a couple of times. Like, what a bunch of putts. He did get a little emotional when he talked about his grandma. He's so sweet.
I know.
His grandma came to this country, and he got his bottom was quivering.
Teresa Pakulski says, I just want to send prayers out to Linda's surgeon for calm and steady hands and for continued great health for you both. Thank you. That's
oh, thank you.
Linda,
and also, can I mention real quick?
Yep.
We were just talking about this. Doggone it, and I just went blank.
About Merrick Garland?
Merrick Garland, and then Trump doing the UAW tomorrow. Apparently, a big letter came out from the one in charge of the union, and basically said, "What a putz." He's not even going to be with the union workers. He's going to be in a hall several miles away that's a non-union factory.
That's going to bite him in the butt.
And probably with paid people to be there. I got a feeling that this is going to work out really bad. I just feel like it's going to work. It's going to be awful.
Right. I agree. It's going to bite him in the butt. Okay. Michelle Bolden says, hi, Mel and lovely Linda. Yay, that's nice. Will there ever be a cure for neuropathy caused by radiation or lymphedema? I'm a survivor of cervical cancer, thankfully, but the after effects stink. I do have neuropathy more present in my left leg and lymphedema in my right. It's so annoying, especially for me, because I'm a person who has worked on her feet her entire life. Now, walking is a bit scary, but because I trip is easily. I don't know if it's a cure, but I see effective treatment maybe coming out with stem cells or something that can kind of, neurons, it's hard to regenerate if the cell body dies. It's not going to be 100%, but things will get better. It'll help with neuropathy.
I feel they'll be coming up with stuff every 2 years.
They will.
Entertainment purposes only.
Exactly.
But as long as you can still kick your husband in the yin yang, you know what I'm saying?
That's right. As long as you can still get that reflex and that knee going up, girl, guess what? Okay, Aaliyah M says, thank the Lord you guys are okay. Sending love and prayers for both, especially for the surgeon and team performing Linda's surgery. May they be guided by the Lord's light and hands. That's very nice.
Isn't that beautiful?
I got cold chills with that.
People are so kind. With this kind of prayer backup, how could I have issues?
Right. I mean, I'll tell you the prayers that, and healing energy that you sent and everybody in the community sent and all the people that watch
It helped you. Huh?
Oh my God, it did. I was, I'm sure it kept that cancer from spreading and all of that. So,
well, I just hope they don't mistake my belly fat for boobs and get the wrong ones.
So your belly button will be in the middle here. You'll have 3. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Hall of Fame Baltimore Oriole Brooks Robertson has died at age 86.
Okay. Here, do your guides think Cassidy Hutchinson's interview or book will change minds? Any, many, or none at all? And do they see a movie being made from her book? I see a movie being made from it. Trump's little base will be his little base. Bunch of.
They're still going to hang on to him until it's over.
But I think people who might have thought, being independent, some people who might have, well, maybe, he did, maybe he didn't. I think it'll change those minds. But the MAGAs, no.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So
they were talking to MAGAs at some event. Usually very blonde. I don't know why it's always blonde. And this older woman, blonde woman, she says, we were just so much happier when he was president. It was so. I remember being scared.
Me too. I was frightened to death.
Now what's he going to do?
Well, and even now, what's he going to do? But everybody knows his game now. He just keeps suing, using the legal system, blaming the victim. It's just so standard for him. And every time he opens his mouth, he tells on himself. So.
And then when he did that walk, when they were having the riots, and he was telling the military to shoot them in the legs. And he said, I need a Bible. Where's a Bible? Somebody got a Bible?
And he held it.
They were running and he picked this one Bible and he held it. And she said when he was standing there holding it upside down.
Upside down.
And somebody said he couldn't even learn a little verse from the Bible just for this.
I told Gary, I'm like, he's holding it upside down. I was laughing. I'm like, it's upside down.
Too bad Saturday Night Live is off right now. Can you imagine the stuff they'd be coming up with?
Oh my God. Did they go off?
Well, just because of the writer's strike, they should be back on again. But all this stuff happening now, can you imagine?
I can see Alec Baldwin coming back as Trump and really just doing a number on it.
But the Lauren Boebert in the movie theater, they would have ran with that.
Oh, they're going to have a field day on that one. I would love to be a writer for that show. That would be so much fun.
Oh, I know.
All right. So Dakota Kelt, hi Dakota Kelt, healing vibes to you and good surgery vibes to Linda. Yay. Okay. Jitterbug Tutu. I love that. Every time I hear that, I just love that name. Jitterbug.
I love that name. Jitterbug.
Hello, Auntie Mel and awesome Linda. If the thug runs to Saudi Arabia or Russia to avoid cushy jail time and he passes in those countries, will he get a state funeral in USA? If so, why? No, he's okay. When he's convicted, they'll revoke his passport. So he's not going to be able to leave the country. right? And I
Well, he could leave on a private jet heading out somewhere from Saudi Arabia.
well, if Saudis let him in, that's going to create an international incident. The only people that would let him in would be Russia or North Korea. And he's not going to do well in North Korea, and he's not going to do well in Russia because Putin doesn't want competition.
Right.
So I don't know. I've never seen that.
I don't know. I'm almost feeling he'll keel over before all
I
this.
see a long life for him, that's for sure. Okay, Dakota Kelp says, I don't know what this means, but the samples from Bennu successfully landed Sunday morning in the Utah desert. Will the samples provide answers to how and when our universe was created? I haven't heard, I don't know what they're asking about.
Samples of what?
It said the samples from Bennu successfully landed Sunday morning in the Utah desert. Will the samples provide answers to how and when our universe was created? Dakota, I don't know what that is. I'll have to research and try to answer it, but I have
I
no,
don't know either.
I don't either.
Is it a fast food place or
I'm sorry.
is it a fast food place, Bennu? Isn't that got some good food?
They have shrimp.
I like my shrimp.
Me too. Okay. Estelle Branson, this is a good one. Why hasn't the IRS come after 45? Well,
They
Estelle,
will.
I think
They
behind closed doors, they've been looking at him for a long time.
Well,
You know,
remember they were in his pocket for a while.
just like Merrick Garland, he kept it quiet. He didn't throw stuff against the wall to see what was going to stick, or at least Jack Smith didn't. And he was brilliant in appointing Jack Smith. That was brilliant. And so I see him being investigated with the IRS already. So, all right. And then Dakota Kelt asked, will the U.S. finally tackle climate change through sound policies? I do see a lot of legislation coming out.
See a lot coming out. I even see China doing better.
Exactly. Ron Brock. Hi, Ron. Hi, Linda and Mel. Hope you're feeling even better, Melanie, over all that stuff. Well, let's hope I am, knock on wood. Do you see the 2 auto workers strike ending anytime soon? I have a relative that works in a related industry. Thank you both for all you do. I think the government might put them into binding arbitration. That's what I see.
I see by October they'll be done and dusted.
It's not gonna.
Hey, by the way, you guys, Netflix has this movie I saw years ago, and it didn't affect me as much as it's just recently. I watched it again last night, called The Arrival with Amy Adams.
What's it about?
It's about these ships that come down to Earth. And there's one, like there was one in Wyoming, one in China, one in Russia, and it's about people trying to figure out what their message is. It is an excellent movie. I
Saw
highly
that
recommend.
with the hands.
Yes, and they do the little drawings.
Yeah, that's a neat.
And she got the gift of prophecy, and she saw her daughter, even saw her daughter's death.
I saw that movie. That was an excellent movie.
It was excellent. It got like a 96% rating on it.
What's it called again?
The Arrival.
The Arrival. Yeah, that's a really good movie. They couldn't figure out what the hand was, remember? And they kind of put it together.
They figured it out.
Okay, Soulshine asked, with Al taking over more jobs in the future, will there be any kind of subsidies for income for the workforce? Will that hinder job creation for future workers? I don't know what Al is, but I see some subsidies for income, but it's not going to hinder job creation. Absolutely not. It might stimulate it, because the subsidy might say you can be on this X amount of time, but you have to take some kind of training or something. That's how I see it. Okay. M. Stewart says student loan forgiveness. Okay, I had $1,700 canceled due to a loan expired 2022. So not really part of 2023 promises. It didn't remove all of the 1999 loan though, still owe. And for 2006 loan, 2.5 years left. Let me see. will all this be canceled for me later this year? Who do I call if not the correct? Okay, hold on. I'm not gonna read all that. I do see student loan forgiveness, yes.
And more coming, but more towards when Biden wins again. Sorry about that. There's a lot of people I know who woke up and their loan was gone. So go figure.
That's what I see. Oh,
Yeah.
this is a really good one. Pam Ferto. I love this because I had a feeling about this. I just want to see what you think about
I'm thinking about Gerard Butler. That's what I'm thinking about.
it. Think about that and get you through that surgery, girlfriend.
There you go.
Hello, lovely people. Will Claire McCaskill return to Congress? What do you see in the future?
I've already read on that.
I wish she would, but
no, she's doing real good as a commentator.
And also, but don't kid yourself. She packs a punch behind the scenes. So,
and I'm going to tell you, Josh Hawley will lose.
Who?
Josh Hawley.
Oh yeah,
the one that took her place with his lies.
Oh, he's going to
lose. Lauren Boebert's going to lose. Santos is gone, and a whole bunch of Congress people are quitting. By the way, Republican McCarthy's begging him not to leave
because they're tired of the MAGA people.
Yeah.
And the party imploding. And it is imploding. Okay, Nancy Robbins. Hello, YouTube beauties. Well, Nancy, that was very nice, but on my case, they say the eyes are the first to go. Not Linda. Linda, I like your blouse, by the way. It looks great.
Oh, thank you. This whole thing.
Oh, I love that.
This is from my girlfriend, Arlene.
I think you should wear that to the hospital.
I think so, too. And tell them, hey, Maestro, do you know who I am?
I am the Queen Biatch here.
I'm the Queen Biatch.
Okay. Okay. Nancy Robbins, hello to be a cheese whiz. I love that cheese whiz. Seems to be less and less sane, although it's a low bar. That's good. I like her humor. What is happening with his mental health? Is he having transient ischemia attacks? Maybe it's just panic-driven dementia. I just think it's panic-driven. I think that it just gets cray-cray and cray-cray and more cray-cray. And the sad part is people drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Oh, just another little tidbit that Cassie brought up in her book. That what's his name? Beavis and Butthead, Matt Gaetz. He brought up that because she had said he, was kind of, he was creepy, and so he said, "Well, I'm very, upset by her statement. Cassie and I were boyfriend and girlfriend for a few months in this year." Rachel Maddow's reading this off. And, we were very good friends and blah, blah, blah. And when she gets done, she tells Rachel Maddow, him and I were never boyfriend and girlfriend, ever. He is not somebody I would pick as a boyfriend, ever. So why would he lie about something like that?
Maybe he didn't think it would come public.
Well, that was his statement to the press who was asking for his opinion.
Or maybe he
would never. And then when Mark Maddow said she was delusional and all that stuff, and that's not blah, 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 and that's not what happened. And she told right there on Rachel Maddow's show, I'd welcome Maddow, if he thinks it's not true, to come and testify under oath, his version.
Well, she's going to file a lawsuit against Matt Gaetz and Maddow for what he said. And it's going to come out they lied and they knew they were lying. And she'll win it too. So
I don't know about the girlfriend. I don't know about Gaetz, but Meadows, yeah.
Well, she'll win the thing against Gaetz too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's not causing her any damage. It's just sort of a delusional. We were boyfriend and girlfriend. Well, I've had that happen with guys that I knew that thought we were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, but she'll be able to prove damage.
Right. That's true. Anyway. Okay.
Okay. Soul Shine. Will the United Auto Workers get a 4-day work week? If so, will it lead to more workers getting a 4-day work week?
I think so. I think we're down. We're coming into in a couple of years. It might even be towards the end of 28, 29, that most places, except, 24-hour places or, restaurants and stuff like that.
Well, they might say it's a 10-hour workday. What hospitals do, in some hospitals, they have 12-hour shifts 3 days a week.
3 days a week. That's how it's going now. Back in my day, we
Oh,
actually had full-time positions. Can you believe it?
no, that was grueling.
Oh, it was horrible.
Okay, so we got time for a few more. Kathy Rollins, hello, Linda. Linda,
Can
she's-
you put me on pause real quick? Because Jeffrey's dinner's in the oven.
give me 1 second. Okay, we're back. So Kathy Rollins, hello, Mel and Linda. I wish you a very fast recovery from your surgery.
Thank you.
Question, what will be the outcome of the upcoming Ohio special election regarding women's reproductive rights? Their Republican Secretary of State has worded the language on the ballot to be deliberately confusing.
I saw that. And by the way, it's still going to pass with flying colors.
It'll pass with flying colors.
But everybody, they're getting word out that they deliberately, because didn't they take it up to some court? The court said, it's okay.
Right, but now word is out and they'll go, wait a minute here. And
Yeah, so the people, the women are gathering together. Let me tell you, anything to do with reproductive rights will go through with flying colors.
remember what they did in California with Proposition 8, the same thing, the way they worded it about gay marriage.
Yes.
And that's what they're trying here, but they will not win.
It will not win. And here's the other thing. The day I heard about what the Supreme Court did with Roe versus Wade, that very day, and I might have said it out loud on my show, but I said they have awoken the sleeping giant. Little did they realize they cut their nose to spite their face.
Yeah. You know what? They just had something in Ohio where they didn't, they wanted Roe v. Wade, and now they weren't happy with that. So now they got to do this. And it's like,
Yeah.
Nope, you can't do that. All right. Julie's, I can't pronounce it, Julie's Trutchin, sending positive vibes for Linda and Mel. We can see you are 100% healthy, mind, body, and soul. Big hugs. That's nice. Oh, may the white light of the Holy Spirit surround and protect you on Thursday, Linda.
Thank you. Thank you so much, you guys.
Okay, so here's Elaine Arnoldi. Will Donald Trump be held in contempt for non-compliance with the terms of his bail?
Yeah.
Yep. He bought, grab this one. I didn't know this.
What?
He bought a firearm yesterday, which is a felony offense, and he should be arrested immediately and
first they said he bought it, then they said he didn't buy it because they realized they opened up Pandora's box.
Okay.
He didn't buy a firearm. He was trying to show off like big man with a little, you know what?
He shouldn't even be allowed to touch a firearm.
No. It was a Glock.
Ooh.
I said, come here, sucker. Come to my house and touch my Glock.
There, yeah, play with my Glock.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, she also says, will Biden be successful in getting a deal done for the budget? Yes. Will McCarthy work across the aisle to pass the budget? I don't know, but I see the budget passed. So
I see the budget passed, but I'm feeling that McCarthy's going to be shipped out. I'm telling you.
I'm telling, I saw it too. You know, Michael Moore said that he didn't think McCarthy was going to finish his 14 months.
But listen, I got that weird feeling that they just are going to have a hell of a time picking somebody else.
They are. And that's what I said. You know, you got to be careful because they might pick somebody even worse.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think more the Republicans, like middle of the road, will step in and say, no, we don't want some MAGA crazy conspiracy theory person.
Well, what's interesting, not to keep mentioning Cassie's book, but it's fresh on my mind. Trump really didn't like Steve Scalise at all. He said he was up in his face, he was sitting too close to him, and he was trying to run the whole show, and Trump didn't like that.
Exactly. Well, Trump doesn't like anybody that wants to run this show except.
Yep.
Well, I can tell you it won't be. Boebert, is she in the House or the Senate? I don't even know.
She's in the House.
In the House. Well, it won't be GB groping Boebert. Who'd want to grope her?
But she did say, check this out. Liz Cheney, she really liked Liz Cheney, but she said Liz Cheney's office was run by the book. You never called her Liz. It was yes, sir, yes, ma'am. It was always the people's Mr. So-and-so, never by first names. That's kind of like in nursing school. When I was first in nursing school, you always said doctor, then their last name. Then later when I was in a county facility, we're like doing our initials, hey, GL or RB or whatever.
Well,
But
you know,
she was very, very strict Republican by the book.
well, I mean, I'm very informal, but I can understand, you know, showing respect. And so I don't agree with her politics, but she did show respect, and
She showed respect, that's for sure.
nothing wrong with that. Okay, we got one more. Kathy Vincent, prayers for Linda and all medical personnel around her on Thursday. Will Judge Chutkan finally be able to get Trump to shut down his constant threatening post? She's going to hold him in contempt, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's going to be tough on her. Really tough on her.
Well, but actually, at the end of the day, with this judge, she's no nonsense. And I think once this whole Trump thing is done, it's going to help her career.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tremendously. Dakota Kelt, is the explosion affecting the North Stream pipeline in Scandinavia caused by Russia? I don't feel that.
Oh, my God.
What? What?
The GOP plans on 1 million low-income mothers and young kids forced into a wait list for nutrition. They want to cut their Medicare. They want to cut their lunches. That's their idea of saving money, not hitting the rich. Let's make you have that baby. And by the way, when you have that baby, we're going to make it, you guys can't live.
That's the problem. You know, they're pro-birth. You can have the baby, but we're not going to give you the money to take care of it. Hello, that's not going to fly. I can tell you that right now.
Or at least the opportunity to have some sort of safety net. They're not even
It's not saving money. You know what? They should like trim, like, let's build a wall. Let's, you know, trim that budget, trim the military budget, which is morbidly obese. You know, stop giving breaks to their rich friends and to the coal industry. Hello.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to fly, Linda. I don't see it. I don't see that. I don't see. Nope, not at all.
Nope.
Anyway. All right, my dear.
Well, thank you.
Oh,
honey.
this is a good one. Do Trump's spirit guides regret taking him on? What spirit guides?
No, they know who he is.
They abandoned him.
They took on a big thing here. They know who he is.
All right, my dear.
Bye, you guys. I love yous. I'll be back on for a little special with everyone.
All right.
Might do a live tomorrow too.
All right, Linda. Thank you, darling.
Thank
I'm
you,
just going to
honey.
pause real quick and hold on.